Have you ever stood in a long customs line on your return trip from out of the country and watched people just skip the line or go through a faster line, and you stand there and wonder how did they do it? Wishing you could be along with them, confused and just really wondering where can you sign up? It's called Global Entry, and in this video, I'm gonna share all the tea on how you can be a part of that as well. You clicked on this video because you want to know everything it is to know about Global Entry, honey, and I'm here to deliver it. I'm gonna start with letting you know exactly what is Global Entry. Global Entry is a program of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection that allows pre-approved, low-risk travelers to receive expedited clearance upon arrival in the U.S. through an automatic kiosk at select airports. Basically, sis, that means that after an international flight, you can skip those long, dreadful lines when coming back into the U.S. at customs. Here on the screen, I will show exactly who is eligible. I do know that U.S. citizens are, and there's a few others, but I will list it here on the screen for you. I know your next question is, how do I apply? But the first thing you could do is go to www.cbp.gov. You're gonna create a trusted traveler program account. Once you finish doing that, you're gonna log in. You're gonna complete an application. This application is not for the free. It is $100, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the best $100 you have ever spent if you're into traveling internationally. The fee is non-refundable, so you want to be sure that you is a part of the eligible list, honey. They will not process your application. They won't even look, they won't even smell, they won't even glance at your application if you do not submit the $100. Do want to mention that when you're doing your whole application process, it does take some time. It does take some great memory, honey. You will have to go back into your employment history, where you used to stay, your addresses, and they're going to be asking you a lot of personal questions, a lot of criminal questions in reference to your criminal history. This background check, this application is very extensive. After that, CBP will review your application. If your application is conditionally approved, you will then need to schedule an interview in person at one of the enrollment centers. Or you can now go right to CBP after returning from an international flight. With this process, you don't need no appointment if you are already in the status of conditionally approved. You're conditionally approved, you already scheduled your interview, and now you're wondering, what do I need to bring? Honey, just you, your ID, your driver's license, or your passport. I don't know about you, but when I read interview, I immediately got nervous. Like, what the hell? I'm not trying to work on nobody's job. I'm just trying to get through the lines rapidly. I'm here to tell you that it's not as nerve-wracking as it sounds. I'm going to share with you what they asked at the interview. I'm going to start by saying that it did not take long at all, at least not when I scheduled my appointment. I arrived at my enrollment center. I checked in and let them know that I was there and that I had an appointment. They took me back immediately. I went back. The lady collected my ID. She also took my passport. At that point, we did fingerprints. So she scanned my left hand, my right hand. She first asked me to confirm my address. She asked me to confirm my mailing address. She asked me about my place of employment. She also asked me about my prior international trips, like where have I been and what were the reasons for traveling there, were for leisure, for business. She also asked where was I traveling to next. Next, have I ever committed a crime? And I'm gonna stress that you be very, very honest, okay? Be honest. At that point, she went ahead and told me that I was approved. She started explaining to me just how I can use the Global Entry. She also let me know that if I travel with someone and they don't have Global Entry, I can't bring them in. Everybody has to have or be approved for Global Entry for us all to go through at the same time. She also said that I can start using my Global Entry as early as the next day, and I should start adding it when I am buying my airline ticket. She told me that my number is actually the number that's on my application when I first submitted it. She said that I should now start using that every time I fly. I will enter it under my known traveler number or my frequent flyer number. I do want to let you know that global entry does include TSA PreCheck. I will be doing a separate video about TSA PreCheck, and I also will be doing a video in regards to my experience using both of these. So you definitely should press the subscribe button right now if you have not already, because I'm definitely going to come back and share my experience. I also want to mention that if you are not wanting to do the whole $100 thing, maybe you're on a budget, or maybe you just don't want to pay it, I don't know why, there are ways that you can be able to get this waived. I know that if you are in military or anything like that, you can get it waived. I also know that there's a lot of different credit card companies that you can sign up with that automatically give you this as a credit on your statement. I will list a few down in the description box. I know Chase being one of them. I believe it's the Sapphire Reserve. Venture X, I believe is one. The American Express, one of those also, but I'll have it down in the description box down below. So that is a way that you can get that waived. How long did the entire process take? Well, I will say that I completed my application on the night of June 4th. I got conditionally approved on June 6th. I received the email. My appointment was on June 26th. I have not received my card yet, but if I receive it before I post this video, I'll put it here on the screen. I saw where a lot of people said that it was taking a very long time due to the pandemic and so forth, but if you're applying now, it should not take that long. Also, interview process, I want to mention that you should continue to keep checking back, because initially they had no appointments for my local airport. They actually wanted me to travel to Miami, which is not that far, but it's further than where my local airport, which is Fort Lauderdale International. So I just kept checking back, and eventually something popped up. So if you're not seeing anything for your interview process, do not fret. I would just log out, maybe check back the next day, a day or two later, and just keep checking to see when something becomes available that's closest or nearest to you. Many people have asked, like, do they think this service is worth it? And I would say, absolutely. I have not actually put it to use, but who wouldn't want reduced wait times? Who wouldn't want to get through customs expeditiously? Not to mention that TSA PreCheck is included, and that service is normally $85. Whereas this service is $100, and it includes both. The fact that it's available at most major airports, I feel like this service is worth it, but we will see. Well, I feel like I covered a lot of tea in this video. If you have used global entry, come on down in the comments and talk to me and let me know your experience with the whole application process, maybe even using it at the airport. Was it worth it or not? You know, people go straight to the comments. If you have any additional questions that I may have left out, feel free to ask me down below, honey. I'll talk back. I will have other videos related to this whole global entry and TSA PreCheck, so you definitely want to stick around, boo. Subscribe for them good vibes. I know you felt them. Be sure to thumbs this video up so I can know that you're interested in me putting out more videos like so. I want to thank you so very much for taking the time out to watch my video. Until next time, later.